All right, when is it snitching? When is snitching? That's what this video is about. Sit back, I'm gonna break it down so y'all can fully understand when snitching is snitching because I see there's a lot of confusion going on out there. All right. All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm going to break down when snitching is snitching because I've been seeing a lot of things because I've been spending a little time on the YouTube. All right? Now, snitching is when telling on someone that could help or telling something that could help the police lead to an indictment or conviction. That's when it's snitching. When you're telling on someone or something that could lead to an indictment or conviction. Okay, now that we got that straight. If someone is talking to the police, you looking right at them, you see them talking to the police. We already know that the street code is you don't talk to the police under no circumstances. But y'all are getting that confused. You understand? Because we have so much people that's not from the street weighing in on this and really don't know the codes, and they know that being that they're civilians that, they would tell, so they want to pull everybody else into the category of telling. So I'm going to take my time and break down a tutorial on this so y'all can get this right. If you're looking right at someone, right, it's a question for you, and y'all put it in the comments. If you're looking, and be honest, before I give you the answer, well, my opinion, if you're looking right at someone talking to the police, right, you're looking right at them, and they're telling the police everything that happened, right? Everything that happened, but that person don't and won't identify the person that committed the crime. Is that snitching? I'm going to say it again. If you're looking right at someone talking to the police, directly at them, talking to the police, and they're telling them the details to a crime, but they won't tell them who committed the crime, is that snitching? Because that's where the lines is getting blurred because you have so many civilians and rat bastard flip-flop weighing in public trolls that's weighing in when they need to just sit back and pay attention so they could learn what goes on in the street. This is not to encourage anyone to go to the streets. This is hopefully a video and a channel that would deter you from going to the streets because I'm giving y'all the hardcore facts on what's happening. Now, if someone says that in detail that they saw a particular incident and they're given distinctive description, right? But they give the opposite description of the person that committed that crime. Is that snitching? Put that in the comments. Let me say that again. If someone is talking to the police and they're giving in detail what they saw to a particular incident and they're being descriptive about the incident, but they give the total opposite description of the person and the vehicle. Is that snitching? These are the questions we're going to begin with. Let's put it in the comment. If we could be respectable about this and have a meaningful conversation, I'll do a follow-up on this if you want, if there's things that you don't understand, and then I'll grab questions out the comments and I'll make a video about that. All right, so we're in class right now, All right, we in class right now. All right, we in class right now. Relax, y'all, relax. We in class. So now, let's get this right. Now, we have to be clear that if we're saying that a person is telling, right, is it going to lead to an indictment of that person and a conviction of that person? That's what it boils down to. That's the fine line. There is no gray area when it comes to telling. Let's get that straight. All right? So we're going to be clear that if we're saying that a person, is telling and it does not lead to a indictment or conviction, put it in the comments if you feel that's telling, all right? So now, let's be clear. We're going to be real clear about this, Is that really telling? Is that really telling is what I'm asking y'all. Because this particular person is talking to the police, telling them what happened, telling them what they saw. You understand? But they won't identify the person. Is that telling? And if they give a totally opposite description, is that telling? That's what I want to know in this video. Okay? So now, let's get this straight. All right? So because the police is talking to the police, because a person is talking to the police, but they're not given the proper description of the person, but they're just talking about an incident that already happened. Okay? Now, this is a gangster channel. So we're going to have gangster conversations, and we need gangsters to respond so that we could teach the youth and the elders to hopefully deter them from going down that path. That's where we at, okay? Now, this channel stands for laws, rules, and principles of the street game. That's what this channel stands for, okay? This is not to promote anything. This is not to make me look bigger than the next person. This is just to bring clarity, right? If a person says that you're telling, or a person say such and such tell, the next question that's asked is, who did they tell on? Do you understand that? If someone says that John Doe is telling, your next question is, who did they tell on? Do y'all follow that? Right? Now, if you're telling them that a guy got killed in a park, right? Let's say a guy gets killed in a park and you're in the park and the police come and you're there and they investigate you and you say, a dude got killed in a park, You can even say, yeah, I heard the gunshot, The question is he telling? What's going on YouTube today is people is actually saying that that's telling because you say, yes, I was in the park when the killing took place. Is that telling? I'm going to give you some scenarios because I've known many of comrades that been through these scenarios, and I'm going to tell you how they play out, and it's up to you to make your opinion on what it is. Okay? So now, if they say, oh, the police ask, someone gets killed in the park and the police said, someone got killed in the park, and you say, yes, someone got killed in the park. Is that telling? They come, they tell you, we know that this person, was killed in the park. And you say, yes, someone was killed in the park. Now, is that telling? That's the question. Now, so you understand this, right? A person did not tell on that killing in the park because he says, yes, someone was killed in the park. Because the dead body told that someone was killed in the park. Forget the police, forget the person that's, corroborating it. You know what I mean? If someone gets killed in the park, we know from a street point of view, you don't say nothing. You understand? But now if somebody say, yeah, someone was killed in the park, but they're not telling who killed them. They may have even seen who killed them, you know? Now, that same person, you understand? Because pay attention now. The police already know somebody got killed in the park because the body tells the world that someone got killed in the park. But YouTube would say, oh, he told that there was a killer in the park. No, the body told it there was a killer in the park. The dead body told it there was a killer in the park. But they'll come on YouTube and they'll show a statement from somebody saying somebody got killed in the park. You know what I mean? And they say, oh, he's telling because he told someone got killed in the park. The dead body told that. If I'm wrong, put that in the comment. And then I know these rat bastards, flip-flop wearing and public trolls is going to be quick to say, no, but he shouldn't have said nothing. The body said it all. The body says it all. So do that person now get a charge for lying, saying, no one didn't get killed in the park. And you were standing right there. And you say, no one didn't get killed in the park. We know from the street perspective, the best thing to do is say nothing. Do you understand? So now, so you understand, I got comrades. I'm not even going to implement myself in this, but I got comrades. I got comrades that, have, let me see how to put this so y'all take it the right way and not the wrong way, because you got to know that you got these rat bastards, that's looking to pick apart anything dealing with snitching because they want to make the person, the other person, a snitch like that, but we're not going to do that here. Now, if someone sees someone get killed in the park, right, and the police investigates this young lady and says, hey, did you see, what happened in the park? And they say, yeah, it was a killing in the park. You understand? And they say, did you see who did it? And then that female tells them, yeah, it was a tall, light-skinned dude, 6'5", 6'8", you know what I mean? 280 pounds. But she know that it was her brother's friend that did it, who's only 5'6" and 160 pounds. But she told the police that it was someone 6'5" to 6'8" and 280 pounds. Now, if that statement comes up, right, YouTube would run with it that this young lady is snitching because she told that someone got killed in the park and it was somebody 6'5" to 6'8". But now, the police know that the person that killed this person in the park was only 5'6" and 160 pounds, But they'll be on YouTube saying, she told on the body. See, here's the paperwork. Oh, he told on the body. Here's the paperwork. Pay attention. Pay attention to what I'm saying. So now, she's convicted on YouTube, or he's convicted on YouTube for telling that somebody 6'5" or 6'8" committed this murder. But she knows that it was Johnny, you know what I mean, that did it, and he's 5'6", dark skin, bald head, but she told him it was somebody 6'5" to 6'8", long curly hair down to his back, or, dreadlocks or whatever. And now this person goes to trial for this murder, but the female that gave the statement, pay attention to that, I'm just giving you a scenario, but the female that gave the statement said that it was someone 6'5" to 6'8", 280 pounds. Now, the killer goes to trial. He goes to trial, and when he goes to trial, do you think that the police is gonna release that statement from that female that said it was somebody 6'5" to 6'8", light skin, long curly hair down to their shoulders, when they're taking a man to trial that's only 5'6" and 160 pounds? That statement is called exculpatory. Exculpatory. X is at the beginning because that exclude them from being that person. So in reality, her statement of saying that someone got killed in the park and it was somebody 6'5" to 6'8", 280, long hair down his shoulders, does not coincide with the person that the state or the government have on trial for the actual body, because that statement is contrary to the description of the actual person that they said committed the body. So look at it this way. That statement with her, as YouTube would say, is telling, can exculpate the person that committed the body. But on YouTube, they label that person as, rat bastard, when even the police know that that statement is not ratting, because that statement is going to help the person who's being charged. Do you see the line here that y'all are getting mixed up? So don't say every time someone says that, someone talks to the police that, oh, they're telling the police. The word telling means telling. You know what I mean? But when you're talking about snitching, we're talking about something that could lead to an indictment or conviction. A description of someone 6'5" to 6'10", light skin, long hair down his shoulders, in a trial with someone that is 5'6", being charged with that body and 160 pounds, does not help indict or convict that person. So now that person is not ratting. Do you understand that? But they'll take just the person talking to the police as ratting. Because I know comrades that have sent people down to the police station after they've committed a crime to tell the police that, they saw what happened, and then give a false description of the actual person or the car that committed that crime. So let's say the police know that it was John that committed this body. He drives a little white Toyota, and John sends somebody, a female or male or whoever in good standing that don't have no record, that can't be cross-examined on stand, to go make a statement to say that it was someone driving a black van tinted out, when they know that they was driving a white car that wasn't tinted out and you could clearly see in. So they'll send a couple of people down there to make these statements. Now, when they make these statements, they'll tell their lawyer, yo, there was two females and a dude, you know what I mean, that gave a statement saying that it was someone driving a black van, tinted windows, not my white car with no tints, and that the shooter was 6'5" to 6'8", light skin, long hair down his back. You follow where I'm going with this? The lawyer say, who is that? We need that. So now they go to the government, to the feds that's prosecuting the case, and they say, I'd like to see all the exculpatory evidence, And then they give them a box of what they're considering exculpatory evidence, but there's no statements in there about this black van. You follow me? So now they go back and they go to trial, and when they go to trial, and then the police is steady putting on evidence about John being 5'6", 160 pounds, driving this white car. You understand? And then now they come up and they ask them, the judge and the lawyer asked the lawyer, excuse me, so no one else seen any other cars? You know what I mean? And it'd be like, no, Now, if this person is found guilty of this crime because they kept out the statements about this black tinted van and this individual 6'5" to 6'8", light skin, long hair down his back, when we have a man convicted that is 5'6" and 160 pounds, dark skin, bald head. What they'll do is they'll send that paperwork about the van to the appeals court, and they'll show the appeals court that this was in the police possession at all times, that there was statements about someone other than my client. You follow where I'm at with this? That committed this crime. Now, once the appellate court looks at it, they're going to ask the government to respond. When the government responds, the government will respond saying, no, we never had that. You know what I mean? And then the lawyer will show that here is the statement with the date, time, and the signature of officer such and such that took that statement, and the appellate court looks at it, and now the person that committed the body walks free. All right, relax. I'm not applauding from a civilian point of view. I'm applauding from a street point of view, from a legal defense point of view. That's where the lawyer wins the case because they held out the evidence. And then the lawyer, would say, you're genius. How did you know that there were statements about a black van? And then he'll just look at the lawyer, even though anything he say to the lawyer will be confidential. He'll look at the lawyer and he'll just laugh. You know what I mean? He won't tell him what he did. But the whole point, he had someone go down there to tell these statements that were exculpatory. But then YouTube already been on YouTube saying that this person that gave these statements is ratting because here they was in that person's appeal saying such and such, such and such. None of this is real, so y'all understand. This is just a scenario that I'm giving you to show you how this play out. Because this is how one of my comrades got out of jail, So now they come and they release him from this body because of these statements of this person telling the police that it was somebody 6'5" to 6'8", 280 pounds, long hair down to his shoulders when the person is short and black as me. But YouTube vilified him and said, no, here's the paperwork. He told the police. This is what he told the police. But that same statement possibly freed that person. And I know where it did. So I'm not going to say possibly. Where it did free the homie. And the homie went home. You understand? And that's where, to give you how this play out, because we like to ride. We like to ride. This is how I ride. So that's where this person comes and he may tell, after his trial, he done lost trial for the murder or whatever, and then he tells a female to go to the lawyer and give a statement saying that they was there at the time of the crime. They tried to tell the police what happened. But being that they was given a totally different description of what they had, that they was investigating, the police said, they didn't need or didn't want my statement, but I went to give it to them at the 32nd precinct. If they write an affidavit saying that, whether they was there or not, now that's also exculpatory evidence, but it's really called newly discovered evidence because this person might have said that it was weighing on my chest that this innocent man got convicted for this body when I tried to tell the police what happened, so I'm coming forward because I couldn't sleep with myself, knowing that an innocent man went to jail for a murder he didn't commit for life plus 20. You see where I'm at with this? And then now you got newly discovered evidence, and the prosecutor have to answer to that. And the judge may even believe this person that's coming up after the fact that wasn't even there. But they went up there looking like these people on YouTube when they say Jay-Z is a vicious person. He's more vicious than Diddy. Oh my God. And you know, and they're so convincing. That person's gonna be an animal on trial when they get on the stand. Because they're going to convince the jury to feel their sympathy. It's the same way the person who you choose to go down there to do this and say that it was somebody contrary to your description and you tried to tell the police and the police didn't take your statement. If the judge rules in that person's favor, to accept the statement of this person that we all know is lying, then that becomes what they call prosecution misconduct, because the prosecution refused to take this person's statement because it didn't coincide with their investigation of the culprit that they wanted to convict. You see how this worked? So be careful when people run to YouTube and show you papers saying that this one, they're a rat because they gave a statement to the police. Did that statement help to indict or convict that person? If it did, then that person is a rat bastard. And 9 times out of 10, he's wearing flip-flops in public, and he's definitely a troll. You know what I mean? Arrest my case. See, I could break these down because I've lived through all this, and I've lived with men that been through this for 26 years. Just so you understand. That's like if you get caught with a gun, let's say someone gets caught with a gun, right? So now he gets caught with a gun and the police wants to know where he got that gun. You understand? Because they want to lock up the person that has access to the guns that's putting it on the street. Not so much the person that had the gun on the street, because that person only had one gun. But the person that's selling the gun to that person that didn't have a gun, that now owns one gun, that now got caught with that one gun, the police wants a bigger case. They want more guns. So they'll tell that person, tell us where you got that gun. And if that person say, I got the gun from Johnny, you know what I mean? And, he lived here, he lived there, and they give all the evidence on that person all day, that's rat. That person is a rat bastard, and he's wearing flip-flops in public, and he's a troll. You know what I mean? Well, 9 times out of 10, he's wearing flip-flops in public. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say everybody wear flip-flops. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying everybody wear flip-flops in public is no, rat bastard. But 9 times out of 10, they are. And because if they're wearing flip-flops in public, you know what I mean? That means that they feel like they're civilian and they're safe. But when a criminal wears flip-flops in public, he's on the fence of being a rat bastard. You know what I mean? Because he thinks he's a civilian and the police is going to protect him so he could wear flip-flops in public. You see where I'm at with this? So now, let me give you another scenario. There was a guy, right? And I've been on here 28 minutes, but I feel like riding. There was a guy, that he was young. He was 18. He told on a body that he was involved with, right? But he told them that it was his co-defendant that committed that body. His co-defendant did commit the body. And this person straight ratted on that person. You know what I mean? Now, the police takes the person that they're trying to trial for this murder that this person told on. So when he does that, and this person goes to trial, we already know we got a rat bastard come to testify. So we know he crossed the line and became a snitch, So now when it's time for trial, that person sat there and thought about it and said, I don't want to be labeled a snitch. So that person goes to trial and say, Nah, he didn't commit it. I don't know what they're talking about. They made me say that. None of that happened, you know? And then that person walks from that body because he was the sole witness, and he goes to court after he gave a statement and then said, nah. See, in those scenarios, when someone is caught up, they might tell their comrade to find someone to go in and tell that it was them to make themselves the key witness in the case. So now they be like, nah, man, I'm not gonna go tell nobody to tell on you. I love you, dog. Why would I do that? That's right. You know, it's like, man, trust me, just go get this person to go say that. But then when it's time for trial, then I need them to come in to say that none of that didn't happen. And the government built a whole case around this person that you sent in to become the new lead star witness. And then when the government go in there to put everything together, then this person that's the star witness say, man, ain't none of that shit happened. You know, I was high and they was gonna pay me to tell, so I needed money. I couldn't pay my rent. They offered me $2,000 and my rent was $2,000. So, you know, I told them what they wanted to hear to get the $2,000. You know what I mean? And then now the person walks from the body. Put it in the comments. Is that ratting? Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, cock the book in row in Harlem. Put your comments in. I know all this is controversial, but let's be respectable, because if you're not, I will block you. But you can stay on this channel if you want to be respectful, and you could disagree and voice your opinion, but do not be disrespectful in voicing your opinion, because you have a right to opinion. That's what they call freedom of speech. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
What?
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this.
Real.
Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours. So we can give back to the youth them, cause they the truth them, and bless up to all the road men.